All right, welcome back, everybody, for a new episode of Dollar Bin Digging. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com, where I talk about those books still probably tucked away in those cheap boxes, those dollar bins, the discount boxes, the really cheap stuff that's kind of related to some of the news, some of the announcements, some things going on in the comics, movies, and whatnot that at least I find interesting. Some of this stuff is going to be some oddball things that I'm just kind of pointing out for like a fun scavenger hunt kind of angle. Because when we're going out digging, yes, everybody's looking to make money and you're looking to find those big scores. And I can tell you about all the big books you should look for, but the chances of you finding those big books, it gets slim. So let me throw out some fun options for you too. So this way you can be entertained while you're at least looking for those big scores, flipping through those cheap boxes. Hopefully you're still enjoying this. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so I can keep growing the channel. We're getting close to 2,400 subs. I think I'll probably do another round of giveaways when we hit 2,500. So a little ways off, but with your guys' help, we'll get there sooner. And I'll give away a bunch more stuff. And that all said, if you want to see what books I got for you this week, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, so not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into the list and start off with some of the news that came out this week, including the drop that we're going to get Vision Quest filming, I think early next year. I think is kind of what they're pointing at, 2024. So start shooting next year. Vision Quest. I don't know what this is going to be yet. I was reading some recent rumors today that Vision might be involved, so maybe they go with that angle. I'm just going to cover two different ways they could go with it from right now, and then you guys can just keep an eye out for all of it while you're out there digging, right? I mean, because it is Vision. We got to see what happened to Vision. After WandaVision, White Vision flew off into the God knows where. We don't know what he got up to. So this got to be what they follow. But as far as what the story will be, who knows? If you take it off the title, Vision Quest took place during West Coast Avengers, starting with issue 42 and running through was like 45, 46, somewhere around there. Well, this is the first issue, 42. And then I'll show you the next couple. Everybody all knows 45 because that's the one, the homage to his first appearance, but now with the white version. That's the book that got really hot when WandaVision was out. Everybody wanted the white Vision. They were speculating he was going to show up. He did show up. Book got kind of expensive for a while. It's not as expensive as it once was, but it's still a little pricey, and the chances of you finding a dollar bin are still kind of slim because of that hit, but you never know. So keep an eye out for it anyway, but keep an eye out for the other parts of the story as well, especially if you can get them all together. You can do all right, but so 43, 44, 45, and like I showed you at the beginning, issue 42. Now, if you do find it in the dollar bins, what are you looking at? Some of these can sell for as cheap as 99 cents, or they can go up to, like I said, the sets, 36, $20. Look, 44, 42 to 45. The whole lot only sold for $19. That's a far cry from where that book was. That 45 alone was selling for like $75, $60. Everybody was just churning those out. So how quickly things fall, but it might start getting an uptick again. So keep an eye out for it. So that's where pricing comes into play. You want to buy on the low and sell at the high, not the other way around. So go dig in the cheap stuff. Maybe you get lucky. But what's on the market right now? Right now, I just showed you the wide range you can get with some of these oddball ones. So the first issue, 42, you can see $3 up to $25. That's what's being asked for. A weird, wide range. It's probably realistically closer to like that $5 kind of mark, but who knows? If this is the angle they go with, this could get some more heat and some more interest, and it'll be. Regardless, I'm just telling you, look for it in a box because while everybody's looking for 45, maybe you find the other couple of issues just in case, right? Now, the other angle they could go with it is if they follow Tom King's run in, 2015? That is a popular opinion as well, supported by the fact that Vision might be joining the Young Avengers if some recent rumors and news stories come true. Who knows? Who knows? So, will Vision go off and create his own family? It kind of makes a lot of sense when you figure in that Wanda is now gone following Multiverse of Madness, but we don't know again when this series is going to pick up. Is it immediately after WandaVision? Is it current? Is it after Wanda's gone? Is Wanda around? Does he know she's gone? Who knows? Who knows? But may not be a far stretch for this blank slate wiped, mind wiped white Vision to go and try to create his own family in what he thinks, almost mirroring and echoing what they did in WandaVision, where you get that whole, nuclear family kind of thing going. And we would get Viv, but we'll see. Now, I know you're probably not going to find this first issue. The first issue's already gotten expensive because of all the speculation around Viv Vision. So issue 1 alone, it's probably like 35 bucks. But some of the other issues, while they got their day in the sun and got hot for a little while, like some of the harder to find mid-range issues, because the first couple issues, tons of 2s, tons of 3s out there. But once you started hitting like it was like 6 and 7, those issues got hard to find for a little while. And then they started getting like commanding a premium, like 20 to 30 bucks. And now they're back down. So again, ebbs and flows, but here's issue 1, just to show you some of those other issues I'm talking about. There's issue 4. There's some second prints. There's some variants in this run as well. The red number 7 is pretty cool, and then it wraps up with issue 12. But by the time they got the end of the series wrapped up, this became a popular run. People started reading it. Print runs started to go up as people started asking their LCS to start pulling it for them. So those later issues, like 10, 11, and 12, there's plenty of them out there. There's even some story thus far is mixed in, some of those variants as well. So, tons of options. But you can still find some of them out there in the cheap boxes. Maybe you get lucky, you can build out a set, but you're probably not going to find that one. You'll probably have to pay up if you want to get the number 1 if you don't have it already, but look for the others. You can see here, issue 1, like I said, it's like $33 is what it sold for. The whole run, 1 through 12, $66, but that was out of the UK with $30 shipping, so it really was closer to $100. But still, $66 is the accepted price there. Available copies here, you can see this is almost like a pick'em. These lots always annoy me when I'm trying to do these, show you the prices, because it's not all the same. It's not really telling you which book sold, but just to give you a sense, $3.50 to $5 for issues 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, I think 11. Well, like I was telling you, certain issues might be a little more expensive, but plenty of the other issues are not. And not a lot of it has to do with first appearances. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Books got hot for a little while. People don't want to let it go. So they're still going to ask a little bit more for the 6s and 7s. That said, just keep an eye out for them. Maybe you find some of the other ones for cheap. And like I said, you can build out a set and get a good read in before Vision Quest hits. All right, so if you haven't seen Ant-Man Quantumania yet, you might want to come back and watch this another day, or watch this later after you check out the movie, because I'm going to spoil some things with the after credit scenes coming up with the next pick. So that's your warning. Moving on, if you did see Ant-Man Quantumania, if you did hang around for the 2 after credit scenes, you not only saw the Council of Kangs, but if you stayed all the way through the credits, and you saw that little Loki season 2 tease, yes, it looks like Kang, or Victor Timely, is going to be in Loki seasons 2, because we saw Owen Wilson and we saw Loki Hiddleston sitting there in the early 1900s, old-timey, checking out Victor Timely, who in the comics, as you know, was Kang, who went back to the 19th or 20th century. I forget how you say the century. I guess it's anyway, doesn't matter. He went back in time to try to rebuild again and built up Chronopolis and all that fun stuff. So we are getting Victor Timely in Loki season 2. Oh, and here's a little sneak peek of what he looks like in, a little Frederick Douglass action going here in the, like I said, the after credit scene. Now, it's hard to kind of pick out what books you should be looking for something like this as far as tying into Victor Timely. You're going to probably see a lot of books, and a lot of books are going to heat up, all tied into these Kang books. But I think what's still overlooked a little bit, and something I mentioned before, is check out that Avengers Forever run. It's a really solid read. It's a good story. It's a good Kang story as well. And in this particular issue, number 9, gives you a pretty decent story origin of Kang and some of the adventures that he got into. It's a pretty solid issue, but keep an eye out for the whole thing. Like I said, there's issue 9. You got Kang and Immortus and Ramatut and all the different versions. Victor Timely is another one. All these different versions of Kang. That's a good origin story. It kind of tells a lot of that in that issue. But the whole run is probably worth keeping an eye out for. For one, you see there issue 3 where you got Immortus fighting that Kang. So you got Kangs against Kangs, Avengers Forever, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Good stuff. 12-issue run. Keep an eye out for all of them. But when you look at what's the what the selling prices are for, look, that issue 9 only sold for like $2, just February 16th, so not that long ago, just before Ant-Man hit. The whole run of Avengers Forever sold for $69, and then another time on Valentine's Day that issue 9 sold for $10. So prices are still kind of inconsistent. Just keep an eye out for it in the cheap boxes. They also have that I think a thicker cardstocky type cover. So if they're damaged, there's probably no pressing. There's probably no saving it. So keep that in mind as well. But if you're digging for cheap, just get it anyway. Get it for the read. You get it in your collection. You can look for a better copy later. You can always swap it out and replace it later with a bit nicer one if you find one. But might as well get a placeholder for now if you find it for cheap enough. Asking prices, again, that number 9, there's some asking prices like $15, but sets and incomplete sets, looking at like $70 and $55, and that's also incomplete. There's 2 issues missing on that $55 one, but that's, it's a pretty solid deal. 12 issues into $60. That's only $5 a book. I mean, that's not terrible. That's cover price these days on most things, but just a fun little thing for you to go out there, dig for, hunt. And like I said, it's an interesting read. So go give it a look-see. Another bit of news that we have for you is, for one reason or another, they are rebooting Hellboy again. Granted, I like the Guillermo del Toro versions, both 1 and 2. I'll watch them when they're on. I even like the recent reboot with Hopper from Stranger Things. I can't think of his name. David Harbour. So I even like that version. It wasn't perfect, but wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Kind of ended quickly. I don't know. But still, I would have watched more of that one. But apparently, they're going to reboot it yet again. And they're going to be rebooting it covering the Crooked Man. So, all right. Fine. I mean, it's a 3-issue story, 3-issue run. It'll be self-contained kind of thing. Maybe we get another one down the line. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to get going from this? But what's interesting about this is that we're also getting a little bit away from, as far as the art duties, because this is Mignola with Richard Corbin on the art side of things. So maybe that's kind of where they're going to go. Maybe they're going to be using, not Elseworlds, but maybe we'll just get Hellboy and the different tales, because that's kind of what some of the tales just kind of jump around. It's not really one long continuous story. It's just like an anthology of stories almost. So maybe that's how they'll take the movies going forward. I don't know, but still, 3 issues. Keep an eye out for. This is issue 1. Keep an eye out for 1, and you can 2, and then even 3. Worth your time if you can find them. Who knows? They're out there. I always pass those BRPD books in the boxes, just random issues. Don't know what I should start with, what I have already, because I always meant to go back and read them, but can't complete runs and stories. And then it's just one of those things. It's one of those things I do, though. I'll go grab them, hoping to build out some stories and sets so I can go back and read them. And then half the time they're incomplete. But this is only 3 issues. Look for the 3 for the Crooked Man. You can see here prices anywhere from like $28, $15 individually, and then like $40 for the set. That's also $28 was also for the set. So like $30-$40 for the 3 issues together. Individually could be 10 to 15. That's kind of what you're looking at as far as price goes. If you were to find them and you wanted to try to sell them on the market right now, prices could go up. If interest starts to gain, we get more announcements, more news. Who knows? Asking prices right now, as you can see here, these are just some random things. It's only $17.50, but that's at auction for the 3-issue set. And then individually, you got $20 for number 1, and then $13.50 another auction that will end wherever it's going to end. But just some things you can go out there and look for, and maybe get lucky, maybe not. And again, scavenger hunt. It's just something for you to check related to announcements of the past week. Now, the next couple, the last 2, are going to be a little weird. They're going to be a little weird. I like to do some weird things every now and again, so keep that in mind. First up, not so much tied to news, apart from the fact that Demon Slayer World Tour passes 19 million in ticket sales is kind of impressive for an anime. Like, this anime with limited release, it's not like widespread, I don't think, across every theater everywhere. So, it's bringing in some money. There's some fans. My son's friend, he knows it. He watches it. My son doesn't watch it. I don't know much about it, but it is popular. I know anime is gaining some steam. There's more and more shows showing up like on Netflix, and it's reaching more kids these days. So we'll see how popular these things start to get as time goes on. That said, this already seems pretty popular, this Demon Slayer. So I mentioned these before. I don't think we talked about the first for Demon Slayer. I think we talked about Chainsaw Man, and then we went back, One Punch Man, and then I think One Piece we might have covered too. But these weekly Shonen Jumps, if you can find them at this point, you might as well just start grabbing them and stashing them, because there's so many new stories and things that are getting adapted that every issue could potentially be something, because they cover a lot in these. Like, these are weekly things, anthologies, stories start all over the place. Like, it's not just you need issue 1 and then all of the stories. It's like staggered. Like, these things just dropped at any time, it seems. So random issues, if you can find them. I know it's a tough thing to go and say you're going to go and find it, but it's worth looking for. And I'll tell you why, because you look at some of these prices. So this Weekly Shonen Jump, I think this is issue, I don't even know. Let's see. It's 2016 number 11. That's right, because they do it by year, and then each week is a number or whatever. So it would have been week 11 of 2016. So that would have been what, like early March, like right around this time of year, maybe. But $75, $100, $110. Granted, some of those have a couple other issues mixed in, but by and large, you're buying it because of the Demon Slayer. So 75 to about $100 ain't too bad if you could find one. So even if you find it not in a dollar box, but it's cheap enough, just know the prices. Asking prices 70, 100, 140. Yeah, it ain't cheap. So good luck. Good luck. What you might be able to find, but the tricky thing about these is that they keep printing them. So you can still go and buy these at bookstores and other places. But sometimes you can find these little digest size manga. I say manga still, even though I know it's manga. But Demon Slayer 1, which reprints some of those stories from the Weekly Shonen Jump. I think it's 23 volumes. Huge long list. But they're still out there. So you can buy them for the price, which I think is like $10. I think these cost like $10. But maybe you find them for cheap. You use them in stacks in stores. I find, like I bought the that Crouching Tiger. It's a little digest size. Those little digest size things, don't ignore them. Don't ignore them because you never know. Here, but you can see it's like $10 still. Because like I said, that's kind of what it costs. That's what it costs. You can still get them at the store. You can buy them on Amazon. You see that whole run, $100 for the 23 issues with bids. Who knows where it's going to end? Asking prices also in that auction starting at 99 cents and then $10 to buy it now. You can get little stacks of volumes. Again, a little digest size. Pretty cool. So just keep an eye out for it. You never know. But that's if you want to find another way to read those books. If you can't find the Weekly Shonen Jump, you can go and grab these, the little digest ones. Speaking of the digests, the other thing that came out this week is that Disney is going to be making a live action remake of Lilo and Stitch. I know there was a show popular with a certain age group dynamic. This isn't like one of the all-time classics of Disney, but there is a decent sized fan base for this. I remember when this came out. It was after my time, obviously, but I do remember when this came out. That said, they're adding Zach Galifianakis, so all right, he's a name. He's pretty funny. He's probably going to be pretty funny in whatever role they give him in this. Surprisingly, there aren't comics related to this. You figured with a TV show, and I think there were toys as well, there would have comics of some kind, but there really aren't, apart from some of those collected digest things that I mentioned. So we have these. So if you're in a place where you can use bookstore, Goodwill, things like that, you find those digest size books, apart from looking for those Demon Slayers, keep an eye out for Lilo and Stitch too while you're at it. Why not? Because those Cinemanga little volumes, again, like $10, little digest size, have comic book stories inside of them. Just like a comic book. Tokyo Pop printed these. Search begins. I think there's 3 of these. I think there's 3 volumes that I found of these Cinemangas for Lilo and Stitch. So, just be on the lookout for them. Why? Who knows? Who knows what can happen with these things? I mean, one sold for $24, $23. The volume 3, just February 21st, just 2 days ago, one sold for $23. And again, there's a little digest thing. That's volume 3. It's not even the first volume. It's not even the first appearance. But I also can only find one option out there. Like, apart from not finding any sales, I couldn't find any available for sale on eBay, at least. So this could be kind of tough to track down as well. Granted, that one is only $5 with free shipping. So, but it also says used, and sometimes you're going to get ones like I did with this Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It could be from like a library or something, and it's got like barcodes and stickers and things that are going to not be removable. With the magnetic strips inside there. Who knows? And it might not be in perfect condition. So yes, could only be $5, but could be banged up, could be used and wrecked for all you know. And us collectors, we don't like things wrecked. So good luck. Good luck if you want to go find one. That's not the only one you can find. There is also another, almost like a softcover prestige graphic novel-ish, I guess you would say. I think this was it was under $10, I think. But this was the story of the movie in comics, like a quick little adaptation. Disney comic. They did these weird little things. I couldn't find any of these on eBay that sold or any for sale. So who knows where you're going to find this. I mean, my comic shop have it listed, but not for sale. So you can see kind of what it is, and it gives you a breakdown as far. I think it's like 6x9. So again, it's going to be a little smaller than a comic book, but not quite a digest. But I think it's 6x9, so it's going to be on the smaller side. But it's still a fun little thing for you to go and hunt. So who knows? Who knows what you're going to find out there? But that's kind of what I was just going for. Just give me some fun oddball things that you can go and dig for and hunt for while you're out there, this weekend. And again, just tied to some of the news. We got a news of an announcement that movie's coming, so why not go look for this stuff, right? That said, that's all I got for you this week. I know it wasn't a lot. I know it's a lot of weird stuff, but hey, I gotta do this every week. Not every week's gonna be a winner. Like as far as what news items come out, and some of the new news items, while they're great, there's nothing I could tell you that you don't already know with some of the news announcements. Like, what am I going to tell you for Mandalorian, all the Star Wars news? That all said, thanks for stopping by, checking this out. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you all with all the support. I also appreciate the feedback. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you come back tomorrow for Mail Call Madness, which the boys are going to do live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, tomorrow. Saturday Night Special will be live on the channel as well on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday, Tales from the Dark Side Star Wars show, also live, 9:15 on Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. And then come Monday, we'll start the whole week anew. We'll have Hidden Gems, Chasing Ghosts. We'll do another tax show and more dollar bin digging. Maybe I'll work in some more good gaming gold. I got some toy videos. I got a lot of stuff I still want to do, but time is kind of tight these days. So get you as much content as I possibly can. Members only content is going out as well. I dropped another top 10 and 10 today for members. I'll do something else early next week. Maybe another pickup show. Maybe another little oddball, little short feature. Shorts still dropping every day. Still got more shorts coming your way. I got to do up a few more because I'm running out of my back stock. Like I do them in chunks, and I got to plan out another couple of weeks worth. So I got them planned. I just got to actually sit down and do it. But don't want to bore you with all the work I have to do to get you guys the content. I just appreciate you checking it out and letting me know what you think. And with that all said, thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, later.